welcome to the XP Report.
If this is your first time here, we're a podcast about game news, all games news spanning digital and analog. If you've been here before, as always, thanks for coming back.
So we've got a few things to talk about this week. We're going to go over some things that we missed out on our hiatus as well, because why not? For personal stuff, went to a convention with Unqualified. Can't remember the name of my game. So that was really cool. It was really good to see feedback on that stuff. So for anyone who hasn't wishlisted it yet, do it.
Yeah, I heard there was a playable demo. Makes me jealous.
What was really cool about the playable demo, so in the game you get to make choices and you get that kind of telltale Quantic Dream percentage at the end of who made what choices. And it was completely, it was very lopsided. 82% of people made the same choice and 18% made the choice that we thought was going to be the popular choice. So it was really interesting to see. And I think it's just one of those things that we know where the story's going. We know everything in the game. So giving people this small chunk was...
Now let me ask you, was that a choice that would come in the middle of the game, or was that a beginning choice? Okay, so they would probably have more context having played it from the beginning then to make a more educated choice?
Oh, yeah, it's not even that big of a choice. It's just you're getting jumped in, here's the controls, run around, do some stuff. But it was just really interesting to see.
Okay.
So that was really cool. We also had Luminous Ages up, our jigsaw puzzle game. Had some streamers play it who are really involved in the speed puzzling, championships and stuff, and they won. I didn't realize people could be so good at puzzling. And watching them play the game, I was just like, God, I'm awful.
How big were the puzzles that they were doing?
So they were doing 50, 200, and 450, I think is the next one, is what I saw them doing. And yeah, they were the 50 they were doing in minutes. The 200 they did in 6 or 7 minutes. I was like,
oh man,
that took me half an hour when I did it.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
Did they have any feedback, on maybe looking for hotkeys and stuff to be able to match?
Snapping things together, pre-doing no hotkeys and stuff. They actually all want to play it with touchpad, because that's just how their brain works, is physical puzzle pieces, and I'm like, that makes sense.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. It's cool that you got feedback, and you're kind of tapping into a whole different market there with the competitive side.
It could be good for the game.
Good. That's
so
awesome.
We'll see how it goes. How's stuff been going for you, Mr. Always Busy and stuff always breaking?
It's weird. I feel like I'm always busy, but you're the one that's so busy, but you manage it so well. It's probably because, you're in a part of the world it's just more enjoyable to exist, I think.
I'm busy with healthcare. That's different.
But for me, I don't know. Everything's going pretty well, aside from a mishap that happened yesterday with my mother. She broke her foot and her wrist, so we had to
take
a trip to the ER. Yeah, same side.
I don't know if that's worse or better, but I thought it was a nice statistic.
I think it's worse. She's having a hard time already this morning, so
because if you had an opposite side, you could if you broke your left foot but had your left hand, you could lean on that on things. Whereas if it's both, okay. I think that's
so she's same side. She's just gimped on both sides for now. It was a slight break in both.
Out of it.
Yeah, she's gonna have to. She's got a dog that's pretty big that pulls her around, and now she's just gonna have to figure some stuff out. And I'll do what I can.
This is not games related, but I see a lot of old people with big dogs, and I'm like, oh. Okay.
You don't think about certain situations that they get put in.
I think it's just people grow up going through their life having big dogs, and that's what they're used to, and that's what they want. But
yeah, she's always had big dogs.
There comes a time.
Yep. I've never personally had super large dogs. My dog Sophie was the largest dog that I had that I kept, because we had to vet the dogs and stuff, and some of them didn't work out.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting off topic. Yeah, everything's going well. Some complications. Life is life. We're here.
Well, speaking of things coming to their time, Asher Sharma is resetting Xbox. This is our first news item.
Yes.
It's not good over there, I think.
No. I think the worst part is that it's a 3,200 person reduction.
That's not even the biggest reduction. Like, it's everything. So I think the first part is like they're getting rid of a bunch of like, well, all the studios that they bought are all iconic studios. So no matter what studio they get rid of, it's going to be getting rid of iconic studios.
Right.
But these ones just felt like you have Double Fine, which I think I had a big thing to do with Day of the Devs, which they do. You have Compulsion Games. There's a Ninja Theory that just announced Senua Sacrifice. Like, they've got all these things that they're doing.
And Obsidian Entertainment.
Obsidian. And, like, I sort of get it. They've bought all these things and like, oh, well, all these things cost a lot of money because independently their finances kind of work, but all under the same, like, they're all competing against each other under the same balloon, essentially.
Right.
So, like, I don't know. They all got brought into the bubble. The bubble's popping.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they do. Well, get fired and go look for new jobs.
I mean, are some of them just going straight independent or finding new studios to go with?
Compulsion and Double Fine, I think, are going independent. Ninja Theory are being put up for being sold so they can stay together if someone buys them. I think they said something like they did that. They announced the new game so that they look positive to sellers and they want to sell them in like a month or two.
Yeah.
So these sales take look how long the Bethesda one took and the Activision Blizzard. They took years. You don't just sell a studio in 2 months. Like, it's not Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, and I think one of the hardest things for the people there is, like I had said just a minute ago, that it's a 3,200 person reduction, but it's coming in 2 waves. Immediate, half, 1,600, and then through fiscal year 2027, another 1,600. So they stated, this is a year-long restructure creates additional challenges. Yeah, like people fearing for their job the entire time and being put with a whole other workload, not knowing whether or not they're going to be there for the end of it either. It's not good.
It's not good. Don't know what's... Honestly, I don't like it. Unless they come up with the most amazing first-party titles to really keep them afloat. I don't think people are buying Xboxes.
Well, I mean, it said in the article too that they have increased their team size by an exponential amount, while their playtime and player base has gone down. So they're outgrowing themselves, I guess, numbers wise. Well,
they upped the cost of Game Pass. So here's the thing: their playtime was probably huge because of Game Pass. They're basing it on those numbers. They raised the price. Everyone just got rid of it. They're like, nope. The deal was we get to play games for basically nothing. That was the deal you gave us. You're changing that, so we'll go back to buying games on Steam.
Well, yeah. I mean, you think when Game Pass goes up to half the cost of a AAA game every month, then now you're getting outside of the realm of comfortability with it.
Exactly.
I never saw a huge value in it, but I know a lot of people did, and my kids specifically too. But
I think it's a huge value if you don't think about it. You think, it's like a Netflix subscription.
Yeah, catalog of games. I could play whatever I want, whenever I want.
But then you look at, me and Caitlin I just got the Quantic Dream bundle on Steam for $12. That was 4 massive games. I was like, well, that is me set for the next 3 or 4 months of I don't need that game time. I don't need to buy anything outside of that. And if that's $12 or what's that? That's one for Australian dollars. That's 1/3 of the Xbox Game Pass subscription. Mm-hmm. So I've still got $24 to spend on anything that comes out.
Yeah, I think the Game Pass is really really appealing to people with mega ADHD that just float from title to title and want a larger catalog and don't.
Does it?
Maybe not.
everyone with ADHD, well, like the type of game you're saying is everyone's playing Mecha Chameleon, not on Game Pass, from my understanding.
Yeah, I mean,
like, there's
you're
people
right there,
going for
sure.
like whatever the current hotness is, but that's not necessarily on Game Pass.
Most likely not on Game Pass because of how indie these teams are, and they come out of nowhere. That was a 2-person team. Like, they came out of the blue, and they self-released. I mean, they're rolling in it right now.
Oh yeah, there does not need to be a Mecha Chameleon 2. I was playing it tonight. It was good fun. Anyway, I don't think we'll need to harp on about it. Xbox sucks.
Speaking of sucking, we got more Sony news. We got quite a bit of Sony news. We announced last episode that Sony was revoking the rights, the ownership of 551 movies.
551 movies. Yeah.
Yep. Well, we've got more. The CEO, Hiroki Totoki. You want to say something first?
Okay, so the Xbox news and the Sony news, it's like they're trying to make people buy the Steam machine.
Right?
Steam could not have done, and Steam have done nothing to like, they're like, all right, the price is high, we can't help it, hardware sucks.
Yeah, they're transparent
it's
about
available.
it. Like,
that's their marketing. It's like their marketing their marketing is letting Xbox and Sony completely
self-sabotage. Yeah. I mean, it might work out for Steam because it's looking better and better every day.
It really is. Like if I was to go out now, I'd be getting a Steam machine for the lounge room. I can play my whole library on it. I don't have to get stupidly expensive first-party games, which we'll get into in the next thing.
Yeah.
So, let's get into the first one that you talk about. Sorry.
Yeah, the Sony CEO, Hiroki Totoki, sold 225,000 shares of Sony stock on July 3rd for an estimated $4.7 million. That was coming just after the next announcement, which I guess we'll pair them together. That came just after the announcement of Sony ceasing production of their physical video game discs in 2028. So they will no longer, starting in 2028 in January, produce physical copies of games. So you'll end up going into the store and buying a digital code. That's it.
So,
go ahead.
For listeners, viewers, our next few stories are Sony, so we're putting a bunch.
Yeah, the last one isn't so bad. It's kind of understandable, but
up together. They're selling shares. And
it wasn't just the CEO. There were other people involved as well.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people. I don't know what Japan's laws are in insider trading. Not that like anyone gets done for insider trading these days. Like they all just sell stuff, make a huge announcement, profit. Like, what are you going to do? But like, they're making so. Well, here's the thing. Like, are they insider trading? They're making so many crappy announcements. Like, they had to sell. If they were planning to sell, they had to sell at some time. And if every single announcement they do is crap,
right,
it's got to fall on something. Unfortunately. Yeah. So there's that way to look at it. But no, they were probably doing something shady.
Oh, surely. I mean, where's the line between insider trading and just like, I'm the CEO, I know this is happening, I gotta get out while I can.
There's laws that you have to do like a 90-day waiting period before. If you do know something, you have like 90 days to sort of report that you know it and organize your sell and all that. There's a bunch of stuff around. I don't know the exact ins and outs.
See, I'm not at all involved in stock trading or anything like that, so I have no idea.
There is, even the laws around it, it's still, you're selling based on knowing something. But it's enough of a mitigation that they feel you won't reap the benefits of what you know. But, how long these companies take to do things, who knows?
That's true. So, the announcement of the ceasing of physical production of video games, the only reason, because I buy mostly digital. The only scare with that is that Sony was.
I do on Steam on console.
If it's available on PC, I buy it on PC. So, and mostly via Steam. If it's available somewhere else, Epic Games. I'm just not going to get it until it's moved over to another platform. But I think the biggest scare about this is that they just, again, revoked 551 movies digitally from people's libraries, having purchased that. So this was always a thing in the fine print anyway, but what's to stop them from doing that in the digital now that you won't even have a physical disc? Somebody argued in the comments of our TikTok that they can do that with your physical games because all they got to do is push a software update that renders it unable to launch. That's true as well. We're in a weird way right now in gaming and the laws and the fine print.
I think it's going to get much worse before it gets better.
I agree.
With the physical stuff, though, like if I'm going shopping with my kid and he wants to buy a game, we're not getting a digital code. It's going to be some physical thing that he can put in his Switch. And like that's fun. That's exciting. Like getting a digital...
There's
maybe there are
dopamine
people
there.
that are excited about it, but like it's not an exciting feeling. Why, if that's what going to the store is now, I just do it online. Except I'm not going to go in the Sony store and buy a game. I'm just not going to play the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to happen. And the other dodgy thing that they did was they announced only 20% of people buy physical, which any business person being like, I'm going to cut off 20% of my revenue is crazy to begin with.
Yeah,
but they are saying that 80% that also includes digital only games, which shouldn't be in the comparison.
Yeah,
because there's a bunch of indies and just other special editions and stuff which are only available on the Sony store.
So you're saying they're taking into account games that don't have a physical?
Yeah, so they're saying, let's say it's probably 20%, 40%, which would make it 40-60. It's a much higher percent of people that buy a physical of games that are both digital and physical.
Right.
But they're comparing it against games where you physically can't buy a physical edition.
Yeah, that's...
So they're slanting the numbers to make it look like, everyone just does digital. But even so, with slanting the numbers, giving away 20% of your business is insane to me.
Yeah, no one in their right mind would be doing that.
So it just, I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what Xbox is thinking. I don't know what Sony is thinking. They all seem to want you, the customer, to not purchase their consoles, especially with the rumors of the PlayStation 6 and the Xbox hybrid, Xbox terrible, whatever their new console's called, costing $1,400, $1,300. Who is going to buy that?
Yeah, no. Again, I'm good with my computer, and most likely I can play something that's available on PlayStation or Xbox on my computer anyway, if not right on launch, shortly after at this point.
I did hear some rumors that they're going to be delaying their PC titles or not even doing PC titles for their PlayStation first-party games. I'm like, okay, I won't play those.
Again, another misplay. Another huge misplay. You're just going to alienate that whole audience. Okay.
And that's fine. If your whole Nintendo does that, but Nintendo...
I was going to say, meanwhile, Nintendo's off on the side, just we're all first party, we're thriving.
But they offer a good value. Everything they do feels like they're not cheap, but I feel like what I'm getting for products seems right. They price their games, the Zeldas are super expensive. You're getting
but we were talking about that.
600 million hour game. Yeah,
it's like they are pricing it based on playtime and how much is offered in each game.
And experience.
And if it's a remake, automatically lower.
So you've got three companies. Two of them seem to be all right, we're going to do every possible decision. And then you got one of them, Nintendo, which is just all right, well, we're just going to do the same we've always done, keep it fair, and keep it going. And then I don't know how the Steam machine fits into this yet, but surely that's looking more attractive to people with all this news.
And one thing I have sung praises about for Nintendo specifically is that, like, I don't play my Switch often, but guess what? I've got Nintendo Online because it's $20 a year.
Oh yeah, it's so cheap.
It's so cheap, and if you get the extended pass, what, 35 US a year?
We
Like,
do the
dude.
family one. So me, Caitlin, my partner Caitlin, and my son all can use it on our accounts through our 3 Switches, and that's
much
like
less.
$50.
Yeah.
It's like $50 for a year for the family, and I think you can have 6 people on that plan.
And meanwhile,
like,
the
in your
PlayStation
household.
Essentials, thing for a year is like 70 or 80 bucks. And then you don't get access to the classic catalog, the choice, or the PlayStation Plus, sorry, not choice, PlayStation Plus games for free. Like, dude, again, I got to sing a praise to that because it's always been like that.
I
and
did
it's so
see
good.
a TikTok of someone pricing up buying a Steam machine versus buying a console, and machine to machine, Steam machine's more expensive. But then, like, looking at it a year later, like if you owned each one for a year, you would spend so much less on Steam games than you would on the console
Yep.
games. That, like, it is a cheaper purchase in the long run.
Oh yeah,
And-
people don't take that into account.
And free online gaming, no stupid subscriptions, unless you're playing an MMO. But that's another thing
That's the
entirely.
whole thing, yeah. But yeah, Steam games in general, you get massive sales. You get games for 90% off, like
You
frequently.
can get the Sacred Acorn 50% off in the summer sale, or
Summer
Livesmith for 20% off.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can literally put something on your wish list, goes on sale, pick it up. You're gonna pay a fraction of the cost over time, honestly, compared to your Sony's and Xbox games. Truly.
I do think Steam sale culture has ruined game pricing, unfortunately, but that's another conversation. But for a consumer, like, it just doesn't. It's just worth it.
I mean, even so, sales, like big sales excluded, with a lot of companies when they launch, unless it's a AAA title, they launch at a discount of like 10%. So you're just getting a little bit of just a little bit off for backing it early. It's just nice.
It very much is.
The last Sony announcement we have, again, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. It is unfortunate, but it's understandable. Sony announced that the PlayStation 3 and PS Vita online stores will be closing this year and then next year globally. So they're older.
But your physical games on those machines will still work.
Yes. Yeah, so
So
that's just
dumb.
a quick announcement for those that still utilize the PS3 and the Vita. Look forward to that coming to you.
So dumb.
I don't.
More Xbox terrible news. Obsidian
Yeah, we kind of
Entertainment-
touched on it a little bit, yeah.
I know, but we'll go into it because I like Obsidian.
Me
They
too.
lose roughly 25% of their staff due to the Xbox layoffs. I'm not shocked by this. Their last 2 games haven't been massive bangers. I don't think they've been flops, but they weren't. In Xbox terms, they're not profitable enough.
Yeah, Outer Worlds 2, I guess it fell short of sales expectations, even though I heard it was a really good game.
Great game.
I don't know what about the launch didn't do extremely well. I didn't get it, but that's because I'm full.
I think it's just bad timing. It's the type of game people not necessarily don't want to play day one, but they'll be like, I'll play that eventually.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and
But
that's
it's
how
a
I feel.
great game. So, I don't know.
And they've done other
It's-
bangers too. Grounded 1 and 2. They've even done older
Lots
stuff
of
like
people play those.
yeah, they did Fallout New Vegas. They did Knights of the Old Republic 2. They did Avowed, which did Avowed end up being praised?
Lots of people didn't
know.
like it. It wasn't Skyrim enough. I think it was better. Its story, I thought, was really good. The companions had they had Obsidian stories for their companions. It wasn't just some guy that followed you around being like,
That's cool.
don't do that. You want to trade? Don't do that.
I think people are kind of spoiled by the Skyrim level of like things you can get lost in. I would rather a full story that's shorter.
The story is definitely shorter, but like the areas were smaller, but like they had so much more depth. Like you can go into buildings. There was lots of story being told. Like everything about it just seemed better to me. And
yeah, I don't want to navigate.
I don't know if it's
just
just some Mandela effect thing that people have for Skyrim, but like I've played it twice. The first time I played it with no expansions because it was before the expansions came out, and the second time I played it once all the expansions were out. There was one of the expansions where I think it was based in a smaller area. I didn't hate so much. But both times I played it, everything was so on wheels, and like there's no. There was no liveliness. There's no. It's all scripted when you walk past certain areas. Whereas there are good, amazing games which everything is dynamic. So I just don't know what the winning point for Skyrim is. That people keep telling me it's amazing.
Well, and the fact that it's been out for what Skyrim came out 15 years ago. Like, where's the next benchmark gonna be for games and expectations?
Yeah, and I think if Skyrim came out today with no legacy of the other 4 Elder Scrolls games, it would have landed the same as Starfield did. Because I essentially think they are the same game of big, empty, nothing burgers with quests that feel really hollow and empty.
Yeah. I mean, I played Skyrim when it first came out. I couldn't tell you a thing about the game today.
There's 2 groups that are fighting each other and having a big war. There's some dragons.
I mean, you're a dragonborn, right? And you can yell at things.
And that's probably the most interesting thing about it. And that's it.
Yeah.
So I think
it's got a great meme.
Yeah, I think it was super off topic for Obsidian stuff, but we'll get back to it. I think people find that you can do the 7 quest lines that they have in any order, and so that seems like free will, but I just look at it as like, all right, here's my 7 linear tracks that I can do, and they don't tie in together.
Mm-hmm.
So, Obsidian, though, yes, let's get back to that. It sucks. I think they're a really good studio. They make amazing, like, they don't just make like action RPGs. They do like the isometric tactical RPGs. They do like survival craft or grounded. They do full on adventure RPGs like Avowed and Outer Worlds. Outworld. Can't remember. It's Outer Worlds. Run.
Outer Worlds. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, they did Pillars of Eternity. You said the isometric tactical.
Yeah. Like.
They're
holy
well-versed.
Crap, their skill is good.
Mm-hmm.
To look at that studio and think, like, let's get rid of a bunch of staff instead of being like, hey, we've got so much IP now, let's give them something, is wild to me.
Yep. Because they could be tasked with any project, and it looks like they'd be able to do it just fine, if not better than the studio
they
that
might
had
be
before.
working on some new Fallout stuff, I heard. Don't quote me on that.
I think I remember reading that that's still set to happen too. Even though they had a reduction in staff, that they were still being tasked with
new Fallout game. Which like Fallout's just going to sell because it's Fallout. So that's the thing, and they're going to do a better job than Bethesda on it. Let's be honest.
Yeah, Bethesda. I was a huge fan of Bethesda, and I still am, just because of the games that they've brought to light. But yeah, Obsidian, it looks like they can outperform left, right, and center. You know.
Yeah, I definitely do think so. All right, that's enough about Obsidian. Let's talk about some happy notes of a bunch of people winning awards at the ENNIE Awards 2026. This is tabletop stuff.
Yes, we haven't been talking a lot about tabletop stuff lately, so we need to get back on board with that.
Tabletop makes some terrible decisions, like the community does sometimes. But the video game industry is just making such bad decisions. That's where the news is.
Right?
It's just unfortunate, and yeah. So
yeah, the Ennies announced their 2026 nominees. This list is vast. There are so many nominees, so many different categories. It's definitely worth a look. We'll be providing you guys with the link to that, so you can go check it out. I don't know where you can cast your votes if you're allowed to vote on this, but if you want to go check it out, like, it's available. We were talking about it. Other than Daggerheart, I don't really notice anything because I'm not.
Vaesen got long form adventure. Warhammer got some stuff. If anyone gets a chance, looking at the best art for the covers of books, like that, there's some amazing stuff there. The ones that I find not hard, but like I rarely know what's going on, like the cartography and community content stuff, because I'm just not in that area enough. But yeah, there's definitely a few Daggerheart things. So they're in best game and best rule sets, unshockingly. Just having a look. Yeah, so Warhammer the Old World, Starfinder is in there. One that looks kind of cool is Wrath of the Kaiju, that I've seen before. Not for me, but they've got like solo art, like the best solo RPGs. We'll just go over the categories quickly, I guess, just to kind of do it. So there's like the judges' spotlight winners. I think that can kind of be for like anything. It's just like, hey, these. We're not sure where to put this, but we like these things and they deserve an award. Best Adventure long form, Best Adventure short form, which I like both of those. I like that they split it up because I think that they tackle very different things. Best aid or accessory, so that's for like making like support software and things like that, VTTs for your game specifically. So things like Pathfinder and Pocket Bard got in there. Non-digital ones as well, so like handouts, game master screens, and things like that.
Nice.
Best art cover, which we discussed. Best art interior, so that's interior art in the book. And for doing Highwinds, I can tell you that there are lots of people that are more likely to work on a cover, and people that are going to work on the interior. They're going to do different things, because you'll get doing your book cover. That's going to be like a piece that takes months. Like someone's going to obsess over that, and then your interior, not that it shouldn't be just as good, but they're going to bang that out much quicker, because let's face it, people are flipping through a book, they're going to look at that art for 10 seconds compared to this is sitting on a shelf where people look on it, like walk past it day after day after day.
Yeah.
So like the time taken for those two things is just it's a different thing you're trying to do. You're trying to grab people's attention. Interior art, you're trying to describe things that are in the book. They're tackling such different problems. It's just my TTRPG nerdness coming out. Best cartography, which I think is a cool award. I just would never know how to judge that. Like every map I've seen in books, I'm like, that's amazing. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Everybody wins.
I don't know where I'd judge that. Best family game, best community content, best free game, which I don't like some of the things here, because it's got stuff for Legend of the Mist, Daggerheart. These are both paid products, but the thing that's been given is free. I'm like, you can probably play those without the original book, but you probably need the book. That's like $100 book. So it's like, how free is this really? That's not for me to judge, but that's my 2 cents on it. Best game, which is probably like, I don't know if it's like the biggest award, but I think it's like the one a lot of people go for. Best layout and design, which is different from best interior art, which is like laying everything out, making sure words make sense, and the flow of the book is good. I spent a lot of time for that on Highwinds. It's hard. It's definitely, for some people, I could see it being harder than just picking out the art for your book. Best monster or adversary, I really like that because there is, you just put monsters in some books, but there are definitely books and adventure campaigns which just have like a really cool enemy that has lots of lore dumped into it, like mechanics of their fights and stuff that go way beyond just putting it in a one-off encounter. Best online content, best production values, best RPG related product, best rules, which I think like based on who's like been nominated for this is very similar to best game. So I think there's a lot of overlap there. Because what is a book without its rules?
Right.
Best setting, again, lots of overlap with best game. Best solo game, best streaming content. So that's going to be your actual plays and things like that. Best supplement, best writing, product of the year. Again, lots of overlap. They do 10 here instead of 5, but lots of overlap with best game. And that's it. That's huge awards, like huge amount of awards there. Like that is huge.
Yeah,
I hope to be among some of those people one day.
That would be awesome.
With my token entry into the tabletop space.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
So, we'll have some links up to that. Go check it out. My favorite thing to look at through that was definitely the cover art. Amazing.
They did such a great thing with the collage that you can just look at all of them in a landing page.
Yeah, it's
really cool
truly well done. And there's some insane pieces there.
Yes.
If you want to tell us what you voted on or ask us a question, you could email podcast@afewdragons.com or you can give a comment on YouTube, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Spotify, wherever you're listening to or watching. We've got beautiful faces. But we will answer your questions here.
Yes.
For funsies. Did you have anything for any comments that have been brought up? I don't think I did.
No.
The last 2 weeks.
No, not this time. I mean, there was something that that Warrens had said on Spotify that but it was a response to a response from you, I believe. Hold on, let me grab it real quick. Also, someone else, but this was, again, during our hiatus, Cornflakes AU said, I cannot believe how bad the pricing of RAM still is, holding off on a new PC for a while. Yeah, it's not gotten better. But they said, love the episode, and
it's a forever comment at this point. Evergreen comment.
Yes. I'm trying to find Warren's response.
I believe in you.
She just poked at me for not catching something that you had said during our last episode. You sneaking in because you suck at games without me catching it, and she had.
Man, I do that during your streams. It's fun.
Yeah, you do. That's why I think I kind of it just is normal now. So, but yeah, we appreciate the comments, especially the ones with your perspective, your point of view, and your feedback on things that we talk about. So.
Absolutely.
Keep doing that.
Let's get into some games that come out. Or
we
are
got
coming
some releases.
Out.
Yep.
What day is it? It's the 11th of July for us right now, ish. For Ronnie, maybe not so.
It's the 10th, yep.
Lives in the past.
I do.
About 400 years in the past based on some of your laws.
Yeah, we got a few games that have come out or are coming out before the next episode. First of which being EA Sports College Football 27.
I love sports games and what they used to represent 15 years ago before microtransactions.
Which actually is what I was going to talk about. I've watched my buddy play some of this game, and from what I've seen and from what I've heard, it aligns that this is a great leap in gameplay for the college football games in a long time. But it is riddled with microtransactions in the offline game mode, which is
I play the
crazy.
basketball ones, and if you don't launch it, if you do a my player thingy, if you don't play online, you can't use the character that you made because all the stats are tied to you using their premium currency.
That's so insanely bad. And I guess they took away the ability to fast track your progression too. Like, I guess, I don't know, through speeding up the campaigns and stuff like that.
They're trying to make everyone play online, but everyone I know that plays these games wants to make their own character or team and go through a season and like have fun. I don't know anyone that wants to play this online. I don't know anyone who's like trying to get the coolest players from that year. Like, there's probably some people that do that. And this is probably just my friend group of like, we are RPG players that also like sports. But like, they've completely ruined that play style.
Yeah, it's the greed, you know. It ruins everything, I swear.
Now, for people listening, there are things you can download to fix these problems, if you are so inclined. And on PC, if you're playing this on console, good luck to you.
Yeah, but there are ways to enjoy it still. So that came out July 9th. Officially, there was a trial that you could play. I think you could play for 10 hours. But yeah, that's come and gone. So next game on the list,
Assassin's Creed. Very, very big fan of the game. I don't know what you've heard about it. It looks beautiful. It plays like, what's the thing? I saw someone do some short form content on it, basically like, game feels amazing, just like the old one did. I don't feel like I've gotten any, like, I could have just played the old one.
Really? Yeah, I've seen like side-by-side comparisons, and having not played the original, I feel like they both are charming in their own way in terms of the way they look and the way that it looks like that they play. I do have a copy of this. The shout out to Ubisoft for hooking it up. We are going to be playing a little bit of it to show it off. But I had never played the original. They both look great. Like, the old one has aged, in my opinion, well. So
the old one's done really well. The thing that I think some people are getting annoyed at, and this is only people that have played it before. If you are a new player, you probably won't experience this. But they have taken a lot of the quality of life and all the nuance of like walking through crowds I've seen, and like treading through water, and like it's just basic animation that you don't have a lot of this interaction with the world, which is amazing because they should have so much more technology to do that.
Right.
So like it's weird that it feels like it looks better but feels worse for people that have played the previous one, and that is strange to me.
The biggest piece of feedback that I saw was treading through the water. In the old one, he was like, you know, getting hit by the water, like kind of treading, like not balanced. And in the new one, it's just like powering through.
It's
so
funny for a game based on the water and boats and called Black Flag.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
So yeah, that's what I've seen from it. Is I think people that haven't, like people like yourself, are going to get a real kick out of being able to go into this world who haven't been into it before. But it seems like the people that, like myself and others who are really big fans of the original one, are going to go in and feel like, why is it the way it is?
Right, you've been kind of robbed of that great experience that you originally had.
Yeah, so I don't know where that puts it. I think if they made changes that were like, oh, this is just how we do things now, but to just remove some things that were already in the game for no good reason is weird to me, I think.
Right.
And it just feels like laziness, and probably not laziness of the devs. I think the devs wanted to do a really good job. I think it's laziness of like the management and Ubisoft for being like, we need to hit deadlines.
Right.
And
cut this
shout
out.
out to Ubisoft for giving Ronnie a key. That being said, they have many a time brought out products before they felt like they reached their quality of life bar. Star Wars, what's that one that came out recently? That, I think, was suffered
Outlaws?
from that. Outlaws. Amazing story. Weirdly janky for a stealth game.
Mm-hmm.
I had a great time playing it with Keirron.
Was there a lot of laughing moments because of the jank?
If we were streaming, there probably would have been. But like we were just playing together on the couch, and it was like there are a few things where like we restarted levels because we just stupid things got us seen and things like that from jank. Like I remember one time we were not leaning up against the wall because you can't lean in the game, but we were crouched next to a thing and it just popped us on top of it. And so like everyone could then see us and we're like, okay. Like it was just a lot of things like that where it's just like random physics bugs and stuff like that. It's just, and you know what? Assassin's Creed is a stealth game as well. So like they make stealth games and it's weird the problems that they have.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm gonna give it a look, and I'll be again giving my feedback based on never having played it. So it's probably gonna be.
I think you'll really enjoy it.
I was gonna say it's probably gonna be a good experience then.
Yeah, and that's good. I'm glad people get to enjoy it.
Yeah, and for people, for the newer generation coming in, that a lot of people are real picky about older games and won't even give it the time of day because, you know, the game's 10, 20 years old.
There's so much to play.
Yeah, you got to make your choices, so.
Now, you mentioned this in stream, Echoes of Ironcrad, Aincrad? I can't remember how to say it.
I'm calling it Aincrad. I don't know.
I feel that's right. Sword Art Online. You asked if Sword Art Online games are good. Have you looked into this? What do you think?
I have looked into it, and I saw a review that I think kind of sums it up pretty well. Compared to Sword Art Online games of the past, this is impeccable. Compared to like your online MMOs and co-op games of the like, it's terrible. It's horrible. So it's like right in the middle. If you're a Sword Art fan, you're probably going to really enjoy it.
I said to you on your stream, they look like okay games, but someone who has watched the Sword Art Online animes, the different seasons, going into the games feels awful.
Yeah.
And
so
I
this will probably be another thing for me,
exactly why, but you go in and you're like, I don't feel like I'm watching Sword Art Online, and I'm going to stop playing now.
Yeah, it's got mixed reviews already. A lot.
Yeah, I'm not shocked. I'm just not shocked. This happens with the Attack on Titan games as well, and I think we brought that up.
Yeah.
I know you really like JRPGs. I don't think the action that happens in anime blends well to the JRPG experience and is really hard to capture what many of the players are expecting.
Yeah, you go in hoping to feel like you're in the anime, and it's never going to happen.
I fully think that because there are great JRPGs that don't have media already attached,
right?
And there's just an expectation, I think, that is hard to live up to.
And I think that's the big problem. People are expecting something that they're never going to get. A lot of people are saying that this is not a $70 game. This is a $30 game at best. And that basically
pricing is taking like these AAA companies like bringing out awful crap and what they're charging, and you're like, look, I can get Mecha Chameleon for $6. Like you're gonna have to step it up.
Tons of playtime out of that.
I've got 200 hours in it.
Right.
You know what I have in the last Sword Art Online game I think I've got like 4 hours.
Yeah, that's crazy. You got 200 hours in that. That's more than I have in Crimson Desert, which had so much
it's a better
to
game,
do.
so that makes sense.
Yeah. You know, and this is made by Bandai
Crimson
Namco.
Desert? I don't think so.
I really liked it. Okay. But yeah, like this is made by Bandai Namco. Like there's some expectation there, and I've heard that basically once you create your character, you're basically now a side character. You're not going through and doing a main story. You're just kind of following what people are telling you to do, and I don't know. I haven't seen any actual gameplay of it other than the trailers showing off how epic it looks, you know. So I don't have a lot of feedback yet about it. and I probably won't get it because it is $70, and there are hundreds of games that I still want to play.
Yeah, to play a $70 game, like to not come out with a banger for $70, like I reckon they would make more money at $30.
Right. Because people will just eat that. They'll get it like, oh, it's a Sword Art game, $30. Yeah, brand new. And instead, people are gonna. I'm sure so many people have gotten it and refunded it within that 2-hour window on Steam specifically because it didn't live up to expectations. I saw somebody saying that like the demo took them 6 hours to complete. Then they started over because they wanted to do like a full death character. Then they had to start over again because you can't do it right away. I don't know. It looks like it's just falling short.
Crazy. For me, I like the next game that we've got on our list, The Mound, Omen of Cthulhu. It's like a 4-player tomb raiding survival-ish game. No, survival craft.
Yeah, like you gear up on your ship and go on expeditions with your team of up to 4 people.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I would like to play it. I think my only hesitation is how much it's going to cost.
Do we know how much it's going to cost?
No, it doesn't come out for 4 days. It doesn't say.
You'd think that they would have the price already.
This is that thing. This could be $60 or it could be $30. Like you don't know where they're like. It looks like they could charge $60 because they put so much effort into the cinematic, so it's probably going to be $60. But I feel like if I'm playing with 4 other people, my expectation there is this would be a $30 game. We'd all like 4 of us will spend $30 and go through it. And
right.
like the studio's getting $120. So it's hard.
I don't know. Like the gameplay loop of this, it all depends on how many expeditions are available, how much customization there's going to be, there's going to be a lot of factors that play into that.
There's definitely been a lot of games like this that like you go through 6 expeditions and you're like, that was the same thing with slightly different rearranged stuff. And
that's going to be another thing. Like you're going to need to rope people in. You're going to need different mechanics for everything.
That me and Werns really liked. That was basically like a 4-player co-op Victorian builder.
I'm not sure.
All right. Well, you keep talking, and I'm
drawing a blank. But yeah, The Mound, Omen of Cthulhu. It looks fun. It's that H.P. Lovecraftian style game, and it's again a 4-player co-op game where you gear up, you take on an expedition. They have a madness system and an altered perception system that basically it changes the way that you perceive things compared to your teammates. During the playthrough, which like alters reality. You get paranoia within the group. It looks cool, but I need to see it.
Yeah, exactly. Nightingale was the one that.
Oh,
They were like, oh, you can go to like there's procedurally. If I hear procedural generated one more time, I'm gonna get off myself.
I played the playtest for Nightingale, and there was only a couple of cards you could play to do different worlds. And then when it came out, I was like, it's the same thing over and over and over.
That's exactly what it was. There's very few things that can pull off procedurally generated, and you need to, it has to be, even Minecraft gets repetitive after a while, but like a Minecraft or Valheim does it really well. But there's just so many games like we've done procedural generation so we don't have to make content. And you can always feel when that's the case.
Yeah. I'd rather something that feels good and fleshed out rather than just being able to like re-roll your world.
Because what this could be like is what's that one where you work? It's basically Starship Troopers, the game. Helldivers. Helldivers is handcrafted worlds. The missions are unique to like those maps and stuff. There's the same type of missions between maps, but that like they've actually made these places for you to do. It's not procedurally generated, so it feels good to run through. It makes sense. Like there's a difficulty curve, and you go off the beaten path. Whereas with procedurally generated stuff, when they do that, that doesn't feel like that. It just feels like haphazard crap.
Yeah, and then some like objective stuff might line up wrong in the procedural generation, which makes it real janky. That's tough. That's real tough. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how the mound looks. The price point, I think, is going to be the big uphill
It's going to
battle.
be a big thing for me of whether I even give it a look.
Yeah.
I know
next game is
nothing about our next game.
Yeah. The reason I put it on there is that it looks bizarre and different. It's called Dench Attack. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's basically a game where you're controlling a train, and you're like grinding and navigating a fast-paced like platforming world.
It's
and
Tony
you're going
Hawk's
through
Pro Skater
colorful
4, the train game.
Yes, yeah. You're going through a colorful Japanese dystopia, it says. You're wrecking a shady megacorp with rival gangs, and basically you're doing it all from a train. It's so weird. You guys got to go and look at it. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Well, you're grinding on the walls, grinding on rails, fighting like sandworm trains. It looks bizarre. It's coming out on July 15th. It's probably going to be a cheap game from the looks of like it. It looks like it'll probably be like a $20 game.
It's going to make more money than Sword Art Online.
More than likely, yeah. And it's all about that fast-paced, like high-action gameplay.
I just watched a train go on a wave and do like a kickflip on the trailer.
Yeah.
So that's what you're
bizarre.
getting into.
Yeah, Dench Attack.
I like it.
That's it for the
Ages.
announcements. Yeah, we've got some DLCs and stuff to talk about.
Yeah, and some launches. Doom Dark Ages. I like the recent Doom games. I haven't played them, but the people I know that are really into those worlds have really enjoyed it. And I'm glad they have something to enjoy.
Yeah, I haven't played Eternal and I haven't played Dark Ages, but the DLC for the Dark Ages called Revelations came out on July 7th, and apparently it's like a pretty big breath of fresh air into the game because it adds a whole new campaign expansion and new demons, new puzzles, new areas to explore. And it's not just go into another level past the campaign. You're getting what's called a chain spear. You get a new combat system to explore as well. And then I guess they're also expanding on the multiplayer aspect as well. So it looks good. Cool. I watched a streamer play it just the other day. He was losing his mind because apparently some of the fighting was so hard. So, yeah.
Now this next one is definitely up your alley, and that is Grand Blue Fantasy.
This was another game that I didn't get when it came out, but this is like a open world single player or online co-op RPG.
Didn't
like
know it was
MMO
online
Lite.
co-op. That's cool.
Yeah, I want to play it. It looks fun. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. The DLC is called Endless Ragnarok. I don't know what it offers. I didn't really look into this. I just know it was a mention because Grand Blue Fantasy did get some pretty high praise when it came out. But it's got major additions to it with new stories, I guess new game modes, new adventures available to the players, co-op quests.
And Ragnarok, like the original game, has airships, so you know it's good.
Yeah,
that's why it's very positive reviewed. Airships.
Yeah, this is a game I do want to grab eventually when I'm looking for something to play. With maybe a couple friends.
You don't have friends.
So true. I don't play games.
You
with
just
other
play
people.
Rocket League with frenemies.
Oh, I just need one more reason to get rid of Rocket League.
Epic owns it.
I keep saying that.
They're changing it to their AI engine.
If I've said it before, if they force us to stop playing on Steam, that's it.
I don't think they'll do that. I think they probably have the numbers of how many they do. I think they've fully stomped their user acquisition by going Epic only for new users.
Yeah.
Neither here nor there.
Yeah. But yeah, Grand Blue Fantasy. If you want to pick up the regular game, $40. If you want to pick it up with the DLC, $60.
It looks cool. I might do it one day.
Yeah.
Our last 1.0 launch. Powell.
Yes.
Did you play it?
No.
So we do like a month, like me and a few friends, Ronnie's played on it a few times. We do a monthly survival craft game. We did Power one time. It was okay. What I found is the start was really interesting. Like they introduced a bunch of things, and then it was, all right, you're going into a new biome and doing the exact same thing again with monsters that are the same monster. Like objectively, they did the same thing: the fire attack, the water attack, blah blah blah. Insert thing here with higher numbers. You capture things the same way. There wasn't boss battles like because it was like a Pokemon styled like you do moves, they do moves. Yeah, it was in a pseudo turn based style thing. You can shoot a gun if you want. Every boss battle felt the exact same. It moved around, it attacked you. It wasn't what I think it needed to be, which is like that MMO style of boss battles where like you have to time things. You know that these specific big attacks are coming, and there's like a strategy to each different type of boss. That's just not what it felt like. It just felt like everything had some damage. You had to avoid the damage. You deal enough damage, don't kill it, capture it, move on.
Yeah,
and it was that for like 7 biomes.
Played. Yeah, I watched quite a bit of it played from my buddy, and it just, it felt like I would have gotten it, played it for a couple hours, and moved on. So I never gave it a chance. But yeah, they launched into 1.0.
Being a survival craft where you build a base, I compare this to Valheim. It's nothing like Valheim, but I'm comparing it to like, if I'm going to spend a bunch of time building a base and living up to things, it's cool that you get workers and stuff. But Valheim, every tech level, every biome you go to, is almost like a completely new game style of how you're playing. Like when they introduce magic, they introduce like completely different styles of crafting as you go through the different areas and what becomes available to you.
I do really like how they address that. Like you beat the boss of the first biome, that unlocks the new tech.
And yeah, like the way that, because all this game does is like unlocking new tech is like, all right, you get harder balls, you get stronger weapons. Yeah, Valheim and Enshrouded, I think, are the two that like really set that like you get a bunch of new stuff. All right, you're rebuilding your base, you're completely figuring about how you attack things and how you tackle the game. And I think newer games need to think about that. I can get it's hard. Anyway, for people that like Power World 1.0, I'm sorry to be shitting on your game.
We talked earlier, a couple honorable mentions of games that came out while we were off the podcast for a bit. I wanted to mention...
Never happened. We were here the whole time.
Yeah. Librarian came out a couple months back. If you're
Every
into
person I know that's played that is obsessed.
Yeah, and Warren specifically, who we've read her comments a couple times.
Caitlin's been playing it.
It's really addicting. I mean, if you're into organization stuff and magic.
If you want a really clean, organized home, but you don't like cleaning or organizing your home, this game is for you.
Yes, exactly. That came out mostly positive reviews. It's cheap. It's like $7. It'll scratch an itch.
The game looks good.
It will. The other one I wanted to mention is Mugenics. It's from Edmund McMillan, who released The Binding of Isaac and things like that. Super Meat Boy. It outsold Isaac, I guess, pretty quickly. Or outsold, or was it outselling or reaching the highest player count? I cannot remember. But it's doing extremely well. You basically, it's a tactical, grid-based RPG game where you're breeding cats in a very bizarre way, and doing like roguelike runs where you start your game, you try to get as far as you can, start over, do better. But I haven't played it yet, as is with majority of the games that I have. But I am a huge fan of.
Sometimes I don't even think you play games, Ronnie.
I mean, you see it. It's just I play them slow. That's all.
Old men playing games. That's what.
It's not that. It's that I try to be thorough. Okay, stop. But But yeah, those are the honorable mentions I wanted to point out since we didn't get a chance to cover them when they did launch.
And there's probably a bunch of others. Tell us your favorite games from the last 8 months.
Yeah.
All right, so I wanted to...
Go ahead.
I don't think there's anything we've missed. That's been huge. GTA 6 didn't come out. Random thing, GTA 6 is going to be R18 in... Oh, this is another dumb thing governments are doing. R18 in Australia. They have said to Rockstar that people must provide ID to play the game.
Yep.
It is up to Rockstar to design how that is going to work. It seems very impossible, but sure, let's do that, government.
Yep. And that's also their attempt at combating toxicity in the gaming space. You get one chance, and that's that. We'll see how that goes.
That's acting if like people over 18 are not toxic, where like, you know, kids are toxic on games, but like adults are toxic on game. Like,
but
and it's also the people that play GTA are going to be toxic gamers.
Imagine how that's going to affect the environment in the game. Like, I don't want to get banned in GTA. I gotta be an upstanding citizen. They'll probably not. They'll probably get banned and then spoof and be fine.
Yeah, they'll get their fake ID. Fake ID sales have gone up because of GTA 6.
Yeah.
I think it should be an R18 game. It's definitely like having a kid. I'm just like, my kid should not be playing that. So, that being said, they see a lot worse on TV. Governments can tell me that they don't, but then, you know.
And the internet is highly accessible and non-restrictive.
If you're a shit parent, if you're a good parent, it's pretty easy to restrict them.
I agree.
So,
all right.
Anyway, I've got a talking point, and that's because I went to a convention on the weekend. Now, what is the value of conventions for indie game devs? You took the Sacred Acorn to DreamHack for us.
Mm-hmm.
I've taken Sacred Acorn to many a convention like PAX and AvCon and other things. I also recently took Luminous Ages and Unqualified to AvCon. The amount of money it takes and time for us to do that seems to not outweigh what I could just do. I could probably just get some ads and get the amount of wish list, because ultimately, outside of getting feedback, I want to market the game. And I have been struggling the last year or two. And unless you're a massive game going to PAX where like you're getting 60,000 people see you, like indie games don't get that. And this could be a me being in Australia, so I want your opinion from the US side of things, or the populated area side of things. I don't know if that money is being well spent as an indie dev. Are we, as indie devs, trying to get that sense of magic that used to happen where there was no online fest to compare to? I can put my game in an online festival and get 5,000 wish lists. I go to a convention, we get 60. The online fest was free. The convention cost us $600.
And that's local for you, the convention.
And it's local. Like, it's just where, if you can afford to do both, do both. But like, if I'm choosing the things I'm spending my time on, I'm trying to work out, is this just like something that indie devs want to still romanticize, like taking your thing to a convention and like being like a little celebrity for a bit or something? Like, what? Why are we still all doing it? Is it, and this could be the Australian thing of our low population, but like, how did you feel doing it in the US? Like, what were the numbers like? I can't remember. We would have discussed it at the time.
Yeah, I mean, when we spoke, you know, you had talked about like the wish lists and stuff and the reception of it, but honestly, from my standpoint, you know, I was constantly trying to be conscious about like the cost of it for you and the studio and all that. I don't know. You know, the Sacred Acorn was not a game that people were running up looking for. There were a couple, don't get me wrong. There were a couple people that had seen it and were like, I wanted to give this a try. I heard you were going to be here. But that was few and far between. And it was mostly people coming up, taking a look at it, me asking them if if they wanted to try it out, if they had any questions about it, and a lot of people would just like look at it and then walk past because they're going through the indie space, and that's that. I don't personally know if there was a value there for the cost that it cost to send me there. For you to come over to the US to do it probably would have been way bad for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think if you're not doing it locally, then I think you're right. Like the Frosty Games Fest or showcase was so good for unqualified. I don't think you would have gotten that from DreamHack.
Oh, not even close. Like,
yeah,
at all. And maybe this is a thing to build super fans. Because I remember from DreamHack, we did get a few people that joined the Discord and were like really into it. But we've also gotten that from Frosty. So like, I am just struggling, and maybe some other indie devs can comment and be like, oh, this is what we get out of it and why we think it's worth it. Because I can go to local testing events, I can do other things to get feedback and watch people play the game that I think I'd get the same value out of not spending 2 or 3 days out of it.
Well, yeah, the prep time and getting everything ready just to set up a booth too, where you could spend that time in the studio creating video and voiceover for stuff and sending it off. I mean, there's a lot to weigh in there. From a consumer side, I think it's great because you're going to a convention already. To be able to see these games in person is cool, but from a developer side, I don't know if it's worth.
Are you, as a consumer, going to see indie games though? I hazard, from what I've seen at PAX and AvCon, is most people are going because, hey, Final Fantasy is doing a weird drop. We're going to go line up for that for 6 hours. Nintendo is going to be there. Hey, there's these guests from insert your latest TTRPG big actual play, like Brendan Lee Mulligan, Ify Wadaway, Matt Mercer, whoever. Insert one of them as a special guest, and like people want to see them.
The indie corner is like an extra. Like, oh, I've got some time left. I'm going to go stroll around and look at stuff.
That's exactly how I feel that it gets treated, and it is because it's just never going to bring in people.
Right, that's not the main reason you're going to that convention for sure.
Like you are an added side, and I don't blame conventions for this because if it's not bringing in people and you're just doing it so the devs have something to show off, is this just something that has been romanticized over time? That is now we're just doing it because that's what we've always done.
That, or you feel like, maybe you don't have enough experience and you feel like that's something you need to do to break into being an indie dev. Yeah. Which is definitely not the case these days. I think focusing your time and resources on marketing online is probably money and time well spent comparative.
There are definitely people that would rather go to a convention booth than post a TikTok.
Yeah. I don't know the answer. Like I said, I think traveling abroad is not great for an indie dev. Now,
some of the things you can get out of it, you might be lucky and a scout or a publisher walks past your booth and sees you and you get that one in a lifetime deal. The amount of people not getting that is a 1 in 1,000 chance. There's a 1 in 10,000 chance of that happening.
Mm-hmm.
So is that worth it? I'm going to say probably not. So I think my thought is, at least for a few dragons for the meantime, and this is the thing, if we have heaps of money, that it's fun to do these, and we're not doing this because we're just trying to like do fun things with the community, that is a different thing. And maybe that is where some, like, I feel like that's what the Peglin devs did.
Yeah.
Like they already had a really huge game. They just enjoyed themselves.
Yeah.
Because they traveled to Australia and they did South by Southwest, and I met them there. and you met them at DreamHack.
Yeah, and they went to Tokyo Game Show. Like
they're just, I think they're just doing it for fun. But they're on a different thing. But I see so many devs that are like, we do not have the money, but we're going to do this. And it's like, that's probably not the way to do it.
Yeah, because then then you're like, oh, shoot, we spent a lot of money that we don't really have to allocate to this stuff. And you got to make this difficult decisions after that. And
exactly. So, anyway, that's us. If you have anything to weigh on my shower thoughts here, or Ronnie's crazy gamer thoughts, you can review us or ask a question on Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, Pocket Casts, YouTube, wherever you listen. Whatever weird, strange, maybe you just do an RSS feed to your phone. What was the email again to email us if you had a question, Ronnie?
Emailing podcast@afewdragons.com.
You got it right, damn it. I thought I was going to fumble you there. I am impressed and sad.
No, I remember certain things, okay?
Nothing useful, like myself. I was saying to
yeah.
Caitlin the other day, we'll finish the podcast one day, but I was saying to Caitlin the other day, it would be great if I remembered anything useful, because she mentioned a movie. I'm like, oh, that's got this actor who's in this movie with this other thing, and they're in that, and that goes back to being in this. I was like, oh, it'd be great if I remembered useful stuff.
Yeah, same. I mean, I remember that. That was useful. But, yeah, I'm full of a lot of useless stuff.
Yeah. Until next fortnight, have a great time.
We'll see you guys.
Thank you for listening.